Alright, GM, fucking M. Welcome, everybody, to Casual Fridays. I'm about to put out this announcement for the workshop tomorrow. Trade management. Moving stops. Take profit in a live trade. Compounding. Trades. Early invalidation. And how to manage emotions in live trading. Okay, fucking GM. Let's send out this weekend workshop. Let's go. Okay, get over here into the live chat. GM everyone, how are we all? Good? Late one today. Double stream day as well. Who saw the live trading stream earlier? Absolutely G. Damaso, I remember you talking first FOMC could be top, second could be bottom. So we're getting near the second FOMC soon. I think you are taking in some monthly weekly preview about it from... Yeah, I remember talking about that, yeah. So the first one... I mean... The 31st of July was the first one. So where are my fucking arrows? Where's my up arrow? Here we go. 31st of July. There we go. So the first one was absolutely not bullish. So that was the 31st of July FOMC. We absolutely nuked into it. That was a top. So maybe the 18th, maybe the next one could be the bottom. Yeah, who knows? Potentially. We'll see how it develops. GM. Trading stream was G. Good. Glad you liked it. Glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so ETH is the best asset on planet Earth. I mean, ETH. I'm sorry. Ethereum. We'll talk about this trade in a sec from the live trade this morning or this afternoon. But what's going on with ETH? Ethereum, as the stock market pullback gets into full force. So I mentioned this as we were rallying up. That's to be expected. Pre-election, you see some chop. But this piece of shit. ETH is red in 2024. So, nice bull market. Wow. What about Sol? Sol's still green, but for how long? Bitcoin, obviously, best of the lot, but again, still, I mean, these big wicks, guys, are not what you want to see as a bull. Let's fucking go, Micah and Leo. GM. Alright. Let's fucking go. First red bull market in history. Can you imagine? So, I closed part of my trade earlier at 53.3, which was here. So, closed half of what was left. Before I finished the stream, I closed like 20% of it and moved the stop up. Remember that? Because I was going to be away this afternoon. And as we were going into the end of the session, I like to close these day trades before the end of the day if it's a news trade. And the reason I didn't close all of it is because a very bearish thing is for the market to close at the lows on a Friday. So obviously Friday is still open, but we've had the New York session close. If you go and look at something like the ETFs that only trade live, that is ultra bearish. Seeing a market close at the lows on a Friday indicates strong sell pressure. Probably going to be quite a bit of outflows on the ETFs today. We need some bullish daily levels for tomorrow. I mean, it's difficult, bro. It's difficult. ADAR. Not impressive if you didn't use 50x leverage. I use 100x leverage. But leverage is irrelevant. You can put the leverage bar to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. If you have enough collateral in the account, it doesn't matter. Especially if you're using cross margin. There's so much misunderstanding around leverage. I don't understand why. Leverage is the least important part of the fucking entire equation. It's about position size and where your stop loss is. That's all. Leverage is just basically how much money do you want to leave on the exchange. 50x leverage does not make you more money. Or any leverage. Anyway. So, casual Fridays. Let's go. Let's go into the questions. GM. Wait, where are we? No, sorry, I was at the right place. And tomorrow we have the workshop. G fucking M. Trade management. 4 p.m. UTC. Prab. GM. Aham. GM. Is it a good time now to buy some spot bags since I'm out just making some trades because Bitcoin had a dip or I must wait for some time more? No, it's not a good idea to buy something that's going like this. I would not say. And so, you know my philosophy. You don't buy shit on the way down. What you're trying to do is you're trying to identify the earliest point at which it stopped going down and it starts going up. We don't have that yet. It's, you know, when you have a long wick like this and you come back for a retest and you've got this previous cluster, and it's very possible we make a higher low or we double bottom around 50k. At least at that point, if you see it around 50k and you see some signs of support, you do at least then have good invalidation, good risk reward, right? Which is all that really matters. Let's just say we come back into this block of demand, which is over here. Fucking hell, man. Let's say we come back into this area for retest. When these big wicks get left, they come for retest. Now we're having the retest. Let's imagine it goes lower and then it holds. And we're starting to move up again like this. At this point, kind of around that 53 level where we're at, it's not a bad place to take a shot at the bottom if it shows like it's signs of holding, because your invalidation is tight. You're able to get in at 53 with a stop at basically 50, depending on the exchange. And if this then holds, you have asymmetric upside. You did not have asymmetric upside in any of these parts. Like anyone trying to long the bottom at 58, it's just not a great place because 58, your stop still needs to be here. You can't put your stop anywhere else. It has to be there. So your risk reward is just not good. And this doesn't mean that Bitcoin will hold. You could get in long there and it could go like this and then fucking straight down. That could still happen. But at least you're in an area where you can say, okay, if it goes below here, I'm wrong. You always start your trades with where am I wrong? And if you do that, you will save money. And if you save money, meaning that you avoid losing, if you avoid losing excess capital, you'll be in a better position to win. GM. ADAR. My reasons for joining, see Michael's view in the market, help me see things a different angle. Good stuff. Glad to hear it. Me and HU, GM. Is that Mirko Krokop? It is. OG. What do you think about the latest divergence in OI? People potentially longing the dip. Yeah, it's always people longing the dip. But it also means people shorting. So open interest rising means both longs and shorts. But certainly, yeah, when you see open interest rising as price falls, the first side you should look at getting fucked are the longs, because they're actively going against the trend. And that's why we keep going down, and then the longs get flushed. After that point, you can maybe see the shorts get squeezed, or some of the shorts get squeezed. Apu must not trade Bitcoin. He looks very comfortable there. Seth, the lessons can be applied to anything with a chart. Yes. Oh, bro. I need I need to put this on the fucking bootcamp stream. That's G. Once we actually get bullish again. Right, GM. What is your advice regards to getting into sales for someone who's a beginner, and how would they stand out if they don't have prior sales experience? Advantage and disadvantage. Would you recommend salary versus commission only? So, oh my god, Roaring Kitty's back. What a fucking retard. Why do people care? I mean, top signal, right? Back whenever GME came on the market again. I mean, just fucking... It's all so tiresome. Bunch of people with super heavy bags that have no basis for their investment thesis except, oh, this fucking streamer tweeted again. Well done. You deserve to lose money if that's your fucking investment thesis. And also, it's an indictment on the industry as a whole. It's just the fact that, I mean, you know, the whole thing is just fucking bullshit. It's just vibes at this point. That's all it is. People are just Roaring Kitty. Let's get long. Why? Is anything bullish? No, but vibes, bro. Right? That's like, fuck. Anyway. And the same thing in crypto. It's like, if you've been here for several months, you'll know. Remember, like, I know it feels like a lifetime ago. Cast your mind back 1 year when Bitcoin was at 25 to 30k. It was in that range. And we were just about to break out. Most people were not bullish. Many people had been accumulating a bit, but that's kind of like all of us and people who stuck around during the bear market. So by definition, if you actually stuck around and continued to watch and invest and analyze throughout the entire bear market, you're not dumb money. You can't be, right? Dumb money would just disappear and then come back. But then it broke out to 35. Then it went to 40. Then it went to 45. Then it went to 50. It went to 55. At these points, the market was not bullish. Price was bullish, but sentiment wasn't. Sentiment literally got bullish at 2 points. Bitcoin all-time high is when it really went bullish. That was in March. And then secondly, kind of March, April and May, it was kind of there were different points to it, right? But March, whenever the altcoins the meme coins started pumping, but not when they started pumping. This is important too. I guess I'll just show the chart to make it more clear. This entire move, which by the way, we're 2 years into this bull market. Doesn't feel like it, does it? But if you measure from the lows, November will be 2 years. So anyone talking about cycles, it's early, bro. No, it's literally not. It's 2 years into if you believe in 4-year cycle, we're 2 years in. And 4-year cycle is top to top and bottom to bottom. If the 4-year cycle holds, it would tell you that 2 years from now, we are at the bottom again. So, anyway. Most people weren't really bullish. Like the vast majority weren't. Here's where people really started to get bullish. And yes, you'll notice that was the top. That's not by coincidence. Then, I guess Pepe is the best proxy for this. Then we saw meme coins really start to move in March. But everybody missed this part. Right? Again, only people who were stuck around long enough, traded that part. Most people missed this, but Bitcoin is all-time high. People started to get bullish, like, holy cool, let's go. And they probably started buying here, and then it chopped for a bit, and then they panicked and said, oh, that was stupid. And then it went higher, and boom. Here's exactly where the whole market went, balls long memes. And so, that was around the same time as GME. Roaring Kitty's not dumb. Roaring Kitty came back after crypto memes were pumping and started to shill the ultimate meme, which is GME. That's not a surprise. Crypto meme season was a clear sign that retail are back. Dumb money retail are back. Then he came in to dump a bunch of money, make himself fantastically wealthy. Fair play. People who follow him blindly, they're the dumb ones. He's smart. And So, anyway, that was the second part. The first part, and the more interesting question, is sales. Advice for getting in sales as a beginner. Research the company you're going into and see that they have a decent, well-regarded training program, because you don't need experience to start sales. Definitely don't need experience to start sales. Everyone has to start somewhere. It's more important for a company to find somebody who is very hardworking and has the capability to be good at sales, rather than finding the finished article. But there are some companies that will only hire experienced salespeople. But there are other companies, many of them, who like hiring people with no experience and training them. So just check, go online, look at reviews, speak to people you know, whatever. Find a company that has well-regarded sales training program. You're going to spend the first 6 months learning. Better learn from somewhere good. Salary versus commission. When you're new in sales, you don't have the luxury to demand any of that. Just take whatever they have. Your first year or two is about learning how to sell. Once you learn how to sell, you can literally name your price. If you become good enough at sales, you can just go to any... You're going to have headhunters trying to get you, right? You're going to have people coming to you, trying to poach you for other companies, and then you can say, I want salary plus commission, etc., etc., etc. In an ideal world, you want a base salary, a low base salary, and uncapped commissions. That's the perfect sales job. Fully commission only is not great unless the company is really, really, really good, because fully commission only opens you up to the potential for doing a lot of work and getting nothing for it if the company is shady. If you get a low base salary, just something to cover the bills, you don't want a high base salary in sales. Not if it's at the expense of commissions. You want low, moderate, like just a normal, decent salary, but uncapped commissions. I used to make 4 times as much as my base in commission. 4 to 5 times as much as my base in commission. And that's the way it should be. Salespeople should be incentivized. And what else? Yeah. And if you don't have prior experience, yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. Everyone starts somewhere. You just have to find one that has... takes on people without experience. Rebecca, GM. I know you give rants for free and you like it, but do you remember my first rant? It was deserved. It was a deserved one. Never ever again crossed my mind. Such a BS. So when is this from? The 2nd of February. I think I fucked up my back in the gym at Gold Crush. I have to go 5 days a week, missed today and yesterday, so complete the goal. End of every week. I should take pills and force to go. Don't want to screw my Gold Crush. I remember that. And you've made a good meme, GM. Easydology, GM. I'm excellent. Hope you're well too. Wanted to first let you know this week I finally got the promotion to account executive from a sales job. Took me 13 months of SDR misery. I finally did. God is great. Fucking sick. Well done, bro. I know how long you've been trying to get that. Literally since you first fucking started. You've been talking about how you want to move away from that and into the, deeper into sales. And I remember you asking me, and I said probably, like, a lot of this is just companies are weird about stuff like time, right? Even though you could have all the skills, a few months ago they were like, yeah, but he's only been here 6 months. And even though you're more than capable, a lot of times companies just want to see, which is, by the way, is not wrong. A lot of times the companies want to wait and wait and wait because they want to see, will you continue to work hard even when you don't see the massive promotion, right? If you like work super hard for 6 months and you show you're really good and you're like, I want a promotion, they're like, not yet, not yet. They're watching what you do in month 7, month 8. Do you slack off? Right? When you get told no, not yet, do you continue to work hard? Plus, 13 months, right? So then they've proven, okay, he's made it a full year. He hasn't quit. He hasn't got fired. He hasn't done something stupid. Having said that, it's been absolutely brutal this first week. Knowing that you are top G in sales, what advice would you give in order to crush quota consistently? So I talked about that a little bit already, but in terms of someone who's already in a job that's working in sales, how to crush your sales targets consistently is to be consistent. Try not to go like 110 miles an hour and fucking, burn out. Try not to be like, it's tempting to sprint in any job you do, where you work super hard for like 2 or 3 days, but then you kind of get burned out, or your work lags the last couple of days of the week. And, it's tempting to come in someday when you feel good and just smash calls and do fucking loads and loads and loads of calls. But if it negatively affects you after, it's just like trading. It's not about taking as many trades as you can just for the sake of doing it. It's about consistently every single day doing the same things as close as you can. It is kind of the tortoise and the hare. That old story. Slow and steady does win the race. Now, slow does not mean be lazy. When I say like slow, in terms of slow and steady, it means you focus on the big picture, right? You're going to do sales. Each year is 365 days. It's probably 250 days of work, right? And every day you show up, you must do something productive towards your end goal. It's actually quite easy in sales to have days where you do nothing. And especially sales, because the returns are so non-linear. It's like trading, right? You could not trade for 29 days and then make 10 hours in a day with a good trade, and that's your month. But is that a great way to approach every month? No, because what happens if you don't get the 10 hour? You have to show up every day, and you have to do the break-even days, and you have to do the minus 1 hour days, and you have to do the days where you win 1 hour, so that whenever the day comes along where you can win 10, which makes up most of your monthly returns, you're there. Same in sales. Context: my company's B2B SaaS and our product price ranges from $6.50 to $12.50 a month. We're on the premium side in our industry, and I'm worried about the challenge of selling a premium tech solution to businesses in a recession environment like right now. Any advice would be appreciated. Yeah, recessions don't exist for sales, for good salespeople. If you're good at sales, there's no such thing as a recession. There's always a customer. There's always someone willing to buy. You can always spin it. Recessions are the time where companies need to double down. You find the companies that do have money, that are able to invest, and you remind them and you tell them. Like I used to tell my companies, I work in recruitment. There's no industry more sensitive to recessions than recruitment and downturns, right? It's literally jobs. It's literally the jobs market. That's how you get recessions, is whether jobs market is strong or not, in terms of how people are employed and have money. And so what I would say, I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, I know the things are tight, and I know there's a pullback across the industry, and you're trying to, people are tightening their belts or whatever. I'm like, but, you were telling me, you've made record profits this last year. You guys are sitting on some investable, you've got some capex, right? You've got some money you could invest. And between me and you, your rivals are pulling back. Your rivals are not investing. Your rivals are not hiring. There's hiring freezes going on across the market. Like, you can use your sales skills to encourage your clients to behave differently to their competitors. The more millionaires are made in recessions. They talk about this, right? Millionaires are made during a crisis and a recession. When things get really bad and everything goes to fucking shit and everything goes to zero, the people who invest correctly or start the correct business at the correct time during that, they are born out of that. All the big tech companies were born out of 2008. Well, not all of them, but many of them. The massive winners: social media, video streaming, the Netflixes, the fucking... Google was obviously around, but Google went parabolic after. Meta, all of these companies, they all were founded, or very new companies, in and around 2008, or, I think in the case of Netflix especially, they didn't even start until after that, but right after that. Coming out of that recession is when people had to innovate. It's innovate or die. That goes for salespeople as well as the companies you're working for. When you have a recession, which is the best thing that can happen, I hate the fucking way that we don't have them anymore. I hate the way that they just keep trying to print and print and print to avoid them. And I hate that everyone thinks that we need to have the fucking printer and we need Jerome Powell to come and save us. Recessions are natural part of the business cycle. And if you never have one, if you never have a brutal, deep economic recession, you never get rid of the shit. You've got all these zombie companies that are fucking terrible, with terrible staff, lazy people, horrible products. Everything's just homogenous and bullshit. There's no need for innovation because everyone's just living off the tit of the government. They're just like fucking being breastfed with all this free money and cheap money and bailouts. When everything goes to shit, the people, right, because people don't disappear. Whenever that really good engineer loses his job, whenever that great fucking, tradesman or founder of some company or whatever, whenever they go bust or lose their job or the downturn happens, the good people think, okay, I'm not going to sit around and be a piece of shit forever. Like all of you. If we had a recession tomorrow and everyone lost their jobs, you'd be the ones who win. Because you're the proactive go-getters, the ones who actually want to get out of the matrix, the ones who actually want to improve, the ones who want to work 16 hours a day. It's the people who want to work 8 hours a day, come home, order Domino's, watch Netflix, and they don't work when they're at work. And then when they leave work, they don't do anything. They're gone. Done. Either replaced by AI or fired. But hard-working, industrious, creative people absolutely crush it coming out of recession. I hope, you don't understand how unfair the game is right now for people like you. You don't get a chance to shine because we have too easy of an environment. Everyone's working fucking, reduced hours, work from home. I want unhappiness leave. All these fucking dumb shit. Where they're giving people mental health days and stuff. What do they call it? I remember just before I left my corporate job, they implemented something where it was like a mental health day, or two of them per year. Where it was nothing to do with your mental health. It was just, oh, you must be really stressed, so every 6 months we're going to give you an extra holiday for no fucking reason. People didn't work anyway. They would come into the office, they would sit around drinking coffee and gossiping until fucking 11 a.m. before they even pick up the phones. And then they'd be gone at 4:30. And then they'd be like, yeah, so stressful, I need an extra Monday off every 3 months. Fuck you. And those people are still in a job because it's too easy. Because we don't have a recession, they're not laying off en masse. There are layoffs, yes, but it's not like '08. We need that shit. It literally kills the bad companies. It forces the good companies to get lean. It forces them to go to innovation again. Because when the consumers are not traveling, you have to work harder to make them travel. When consumers are not buying products, you have to make a really fucking good product. Innovation goes through the roof when we have bad times. Study history. Go and study read about fucking the Great Depression and what came after. Read about after the '08 crash. I mean, you lived through that, most of you. Read about these times where things seem like they're really bad. After the dot-com bubble, what happened? Pets.com, which is total trash, went to zero. Amazon kept grinding, and they're the biggest company in the fucking world. The cream rises to the top. It's fucking good. It's needed. It's necessary. But it probably won't happen, because they're just going to keep printing money fucking forever. So, fuck them. And I actually think that's kind of what's happening at the moment. Where people are kind of saying, why is, oh, they're printing money in the deficit. Why is the market going down even though technically we're not in a recession yet? Well, the thing is, we actually are in a recession. It doesn't take a fucking genius to know that most industries are in contraction or decline at the moment, and the only thing that's really propping it up is the fact that they keep running the debt up. Yeah? And then people are like, well, but why is Bitcoin not going to the moon? They're printing more money. I'm like, because if the underlying situation is bad enough, it won't go up. Right? You're on the brink of a housing market crisis, or at least, maybe not crisis, like a downturn. I highly doubt the next crisis will be housing market, because that was the last one we had in '08. But definitely a downturn. I mean, people can't afford homes. So it's only a matter of time before you have a downturn. The average person's getting priced out of a home because of all this bullshit. Fucking burn it all to the ground. You guys work very, very hard, be innovative, and you'll fucking crush it on the way out. Just think about it, guys. Think about it. What are people like? Fucking lazy, yeah? What do people do? They quit easily, right? So, can you imagine that things weren't all rosy, right? If people weren't getting money handed to them, if stuff wasn't getting bailed out all the time. Imagine how quickly all of your competitors would quit if we had a 3-year recession. If we had a big downturn, and I'm not talking about the market. Obviously, the market will go down. I mean an economic recession globally. There's a reduction in the number of people in work. There's a contraction in the economy. When I talk about this, it will stoke fear in you. The thought of recession is designed to make us fearful. Oh my God, but what if I can't get a job? What if there's no customers from a business? What if the markets go down? And not that they're really easy to short. What if they go dead, right? They go down and sideways. It's literally the perfect time to win. All you have to say in those moments is, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. Everyone else is going to quit. I won't. You just win by default. You don't get the benefit from people quitting right now because they keep getting bailed out. Every time that there's a meeting in your company and they're like, here's fucking XYZ, he or she is fucking terrible at their job. Yeah, but we don't have a mandate to fire people yet. And you look at your dumb bullshit coworker who does no fucking work, who's still there because things are too easy and because the company's not ready and doesn't feel the real pain yet. You're the one getting fucked because you continue to work hard because you're a hardworking person. Because with or without the incentive, you'll work hard because you know that that's what life's about. And they don't do any work and they're not getting punished. In 2009, you would be kept in the company. They would get fired. So everyone here should be hoping for the most brutal fucking economic collapse ever. Because you're the ones who are going to come out of it the other side and crush it. They'll lose. It's literally going to create the conditions for people to quit. You know how easy people quit. All you have to do is say, okay, boom, let's fucking hunker down 4 or 5 years. Let's grind. Everyone else is going to quit. I'm not going to quit. And when the next upswing goes, because guess what? Everything goes in cycles. It can't go high forever. It can't go low forever. Get through that tough time. You'll be there to crush it on the way back up. It's just like sticking around through a bear market in crypto. Think about the economy. If the economy right now is Bitcoin in January 2022, right? Imagine the economy has topped, but it's not gone down much yet. If you're the person who sticks around through all of 2022, you stick around through the Luna collapse, you stick around through the 3 hours collapse, you stick around through the FTX collapse, you're the one who gets to buy Bitcoin at the bottom at 16k. If you take that into the economy, you're going to be the person who's around whenever the absolute bottom comes. In the housing market, the bottom comes in the job market, the bottom comes in everything. And you're going to be one who can then jump in and ride it all the way back up. As these other people are sitting on benefits with UBI getting fucking Klaus Schwab to feed them crickets. Whatever the fuck this is. Bullshit. You need it. It'll be the best thing ever. So never be afraid of recession. Welcome it. Recession kills quitters. You're not a quitter. You're going to kill it. So bring on the fucking recession. Speed. GM. I don't have any lessons about a trading stop loss, no, because I don't use it. It's not a way to boost your returns, no. You can test it if you want, but it doesn't boost your returns. A stop loss does not boost your returns. A stop loss takes you out of a trade. Whether it's good to trail a stop or not, I'll actually cover that tomorrow on the workshop. Not a trailing stop order, but moving your stops throughout trade. I believe in manually moving your stops because the way a trailing stop works is it just trails price at a random level. So let's say your stop loss was here, right? And you're like, okay, the market's going up, so I'm going to enter a trailing stop. It's just going to tell, put it 1% behind price. So it's going to be like this. It's going to look at price, it's going to go 1%, and it's going to put your stop loss there, right? And then if Bitcoin goes up, it's going to do the same thing. And it's going to get the stop again at 1%, and it's going to trail it up. Well, that makes no sense. Because why would it go there? You should not just trail your stop loss an arbitrary number of percentage behind price. You should be using it and looking at it and saying, no, if I had a stop loss, where I would put it is here, and then when price goes up and it breaks higher, then I would move it up to here. Let's say you're using the market structure here, and then it breaks out and goes up here again, and then you move it up to there, right? You move it up logically in line with market structure, or maybe a moving average or whatever. So, yeah. Top EGM. When using the ultimate TradingView plan, it only gives 40k bars, which on low time frames like 2 months back. Is that enough to find reliable low time frame systems? Is there any website that sells or provides more data than TradingView? The answer to that is no. Nothing sells or provides more than TradingView that I know of. Low time frame, I'm assuming you mean 1 minute. So you must not have used the hack, because you can definitely go back more than 2 months. So use the hack, which I talk about in White Belt. I'm going to go back 4 months on Bitcoin. I'm going to go back to April. So you do it that, go back first on a day